Hello and welcome. I'm going to start cutting on this F100 body. Plan is to put it up on this Grand Marquis frame. I'm going to keep the firewall, the Grand Marquis floorboards, and cut out the firewall on this F100 and cut out the floor. So stick with me, I'll show you where I'm cutting, we'll see what it does. So get ready to start cutting on the F100 body. Watched a bunch of videos and see what other people do. And I'm going to start cutting on the inside of that lip. And then cut down. And cut on the inside of that rocker. So we do that. Let's see. And I know, still got the doors on. But that'll bring me right across there where somebody patched those rivets. Patch the floor with rivets, and then I'm going to cut right across that seam and back around. And I should be able to drop the floorboard out with that. And I'll deal with the dash and other stuff later. But I want to get this cut out and see what it's going to do. And there it is, one less floor in F100. And just cut those lines I told you I was going to cut. Went through more blades than I would have hoped. Most of them because it's bent, not because they wore out. And yes, the cuts do look gnarly. I'll clean those up before I try to set it on the Mercury over there. But got the floor out. Shame, because it's one of the nicer floors I've had in the truck, even with the patches. But that's that. Moving on. So after lots of back and forth and decision making, I thought about keeping the F100 dash, but I do kind of want to wrap this up. Not quick, but I just don't want to spend all the time of removing the Grand Marquis dash. So I'm going to cut this one out. And after looking and looking, it's not bolted anywhere. You do have to cut it out. The cuts I've made up to this point, there's a bracket in here. Took Sawzall cut down. There's a bracket up under it. I'll show you from the other side. I removed the piece of stainless steel trim that ran around. And what I'm doing is I'm using the holes from the stainless steel trim to decide where to cut. And I'm cutting from underneath. And I didn't want to cut saw blades to hit the glass. I do want to keep that. And you can see just cutting around. I know some of them look awful. I made it up to that point, and I'll clean it all up once I get the dash out. I did remove the windshield wiper motor. Might try to use parts of that when I get done. But I'm gonna keep cutting around until I get to the other corner, and then I can drop this dash. One thing I did do, you can see where the line stops. I left that piece so that it's not flopping down and getting in the way when I'm cutting. So I'll cut around, finish that up, and then I'll come back and cut that out. And hopefully we'll get the dash out of this truck. So that worked pretty good. You see the dash swinging there. Took a couple of straps and held it up. What was it on? Yeah, on the visor bracket. Just something to keep the dash from swinging around. But she is loose, all cut out. Some of the cuts look bad. Grinder will take care of that. But I did get the dash out. And to trim away some more on the Grand Marquis over there, and hopefully be able to set this cab on top of it. Okay, got my cab sitting up on the Grand Marquis. Just used a cherry picker, a couple 2x4s. Had a bracket in my scrap pile. I don't know what it's from. Just flip this bar 180 degrees, put the bracket with a bolt, doubled up on the 2x4s to keep from putting so much pressure on one point of the cab, or 2 points I guess. But next up will be doing some more cutting, but now I know where and what I need to cut. But hopefully that'll help somebody out, show you where you need to cut. If you enjoyed it, appreciate you watching. Till next time.